you got to create the field that you're going to go out and make it work for you properly, and getting out there and doing the things at the right times is everything. Understand timing is everything. That you are really self-employed in this business as salespeople, even though you do work for a company. That company is only giving you the tools to work with. Okay, they're going to give you the know-how. They're going to sometimes generate leads for you. They're also giving you a small base salary, unlike certain companies that won't give you anything. And you're out here just hustling and trying to do what you got to do. Now, time management, you really have to basically take your full day, either a day before, a day after, whatever it may be, and really create the know-how of how to get out into the field. My day starts early in the morning. I organize most of my paperwork. I'll certainly try to make most of my calls during the day. I get up and just get right on my computer, check my emails, check everything that way. I try to get all that out of the way so that when I'm out in the field, I don't have to go back to the office or go back to a computer to find out something that I really truly need. I use a lot of these successful people really know how to use their handhelds because this is a time management machine for you, and that's why Time Warner Cable are making the most money. Use their handhelds for everything, notes, be-backs, appointments, stuff like that. It really means a lot to you to have that handheld. And again, it's another tool that our employer has supplied to us. Trying to get out into the field about 11 o'clock and just seeing what folks are out there. Now, a lot of folks are not home. They're not home until in the evening. So what I try to do is when I do get with those folks and they don't have time for me, then I will set up an appointment for the following day. It's getting darker now. This winter's coming in for us. It's, folks really don't like you knocking at the door sometimes at 8 or 9 o'clock at night because they have no idea who you are, or it might be really dark. And also getting out early, you can canvass the area, you can still make phone calls, you can really manage your time much more effective that way. So,
how many callbacks or follow-ups do you have? Do you have a set of goal for that?
Yeah, I do. It depends on how many people I've hit or talked to in the past. I can follow up with 5 to 20 people a day. And you know what? Follow-up is so important in this business because that's how you generate your money. Just said, you got to have a goal. I mean, that is the most important thing. You got to want to make a certain amount of dollars, yearly dollars, that you really want to live on. Or you're a salesperson for Time Warner Cable, you need to know the times you have to get out there. You need to know when the most activity is going to hit that particular area for you. And you need to know the area that you're actually working in. So these are things that you really truly need to know on how to manage your time.
To be successful in this market, how many hours a week do you got to spend out in the field?
I'm going to tell you a minimum of 50 hours a week. This is not a 9-to-5 job. We are not 9-to-5 people. There's times that I'm out there, if I start at 11, I might be out there till 10 o'clock at night. I don't count the number of hours that I have to put in.
Well, Frank, what do you do about people that just want to steal your time? They want you to come back 2, 3 times. Well, I haven't decided yet. How about coming back tomorrow? How about coming back Friday? How about coming back Saturday? How do you handle that?
And listen, you really ask a great question there. Again, with the time management involved, you're going back and forth to customers. You really have to ask them, listen, you really got to nip this thing and say, listen, my time is important to me. I know your time is important to you. When is it going to be an actual good time to get together with you and see if we can rehash this here and have you come aboard with Time Warner Cable?
I think you have to determine whether or not a customer is a prospect or a suspect. Because time stealers are usually suspects and they're not really prospects. And so what I have to do is basically ask a question. You have to ask an empowering question to really garner whether or not this person is really a legitimate buyer. If I come back, then are you going to be ready to possibly sign up? Are you going to be ready to possibly sit down and talk about everything we have at that point in time? And that might not be the question that you ask. You have to determine what's going to be an empowering question that you need to ask for the customer in order to determine whether or not the customer is a prospect or a suspect.
Third trip, what I would do is, second trip I'd go back to their house, get a follow-up with them, and then while I'm there, I would say, hey, I want to come back to you. Let me have your number. I'll call you and set up another time. Come back. Before I come out, I'll give you a call. Give them a call before I come out. I determine how much time I'm going to be on the phone with them for, so I'm not sitting at the door for 15, 20 minutes trying to speak to them about, hey, you ready to switch? I'm here for the third time. I'll call them up on the phone. I can see how much their interest is, and if they're too busy that day or not able to talk, I'll say, how much time you got today to talk about it?
If you're putting the hours in, you're going to become successful. If you're knocking on a certain amount of doors, you're going to become successful, because without doing that, you know, you're going to be too lazy laps, because you are self-employed basically, and you're not going to get anything done that way. So you have to have the motivation to get out there, and you know, my peers, the people I work around, motivate me all the time because they're successful. I want to be successful just like them.